going to be talking about the race-changing thing that's been going on for comic book characters in film and TV casting, for comic book films and TV shows today on the Soapbox, and why I think that's not the way to go. To me, race-changing has always been a gutless way of trying to check boxes for every demographic. Now, the reaction one typically gets from maintaining this position is that it should be accepted because there are not enough popular minority characters that exist, and that it's too hard to create one that reaches popular status. But frankly, that's all rubbish. If you create a good character that people like and give them the right exposure, that character will be successful. Look at Jon Stewart or Miles Morales. These are characters that became popular on their own because they resonated with people, not because they took Hal Jordan and Peter Parker and rewrote the book, changing their race. What's honestly being done these days is no different than the blackface and yellowface of years gone by. If a character is created as a certain race, that's what he is, and he should be played by an actor of the race that the character is. It's supremely offensive to suggest that being white is not a defining character trait, while being black, Asian, Latino, etc. is. That's racism pure and simple. That's where you inevitably meet the ugly double standard of race-bending characters. A white character's race doesn't inform his character in the slightest, but a minority character's race is unassailable. A lot of the times, it's done in film and television to add diversity. And trust me, I have no problem with adding diversity. But does that mean you need to change an existing character? Look at John Diggle on Arrow. Extremely popular character with an actor, David Ramsey, doing a fantastic job. That's the way to go. Be creative and make a character that people have a reason to like, unlike taking a 70-odd-year-old character like Jimmy Olsen and doing a complete reversal of character both in look and personality. People don't like to admit it, but the visual aspect is half the character. For example, to me, Jimmy Olsen is the red-headed, freckle-faced kid that's not cool and kind of a nerd. Now you can change him to being a cool black photographer that looks like a fashion model and say, well, he's still a photographer and he still knows Superman. That's enough to qualify him to remain Jimmy Olsen. But is it really? At what point does the physical characteristics of a character become irrelevant? The answer is often, sadly, if the character is white. The typical excuse is that the most talented actor should get the role, but oddly that goes out the window for SJWs in the case of things like biblical epics, where every role is scrutinized for not having an actor with the strictest ethnic pedigree in the role. I think the bottom line is, in these enlightened times, you can't really say someone isn't qualified for an acting part due to race. But in all honesty, that's pretty much the only profession where you should be disqualified for a job due to race. Let's face it, Denzel Washington is a great actor, one of the best. But does that mean he should play Abraham Lincoln? I'm sure he could do it. Heck, I'm sure he'd give an Oscar-worthy performance. But Lincoln wasn't black. And you can easily say the same in reverse. Daniel Day-Lewis is a phenomenal actor, but should he play Malcolm X? Nope. It's not racist to say both actors are talented, but all wrong for those parts. And it should be the same here. Maybe Michael B. Jordan is a great actor, but the Human Torch isn't black, therefore he's simply not qualified for the role, regardless of talent. I'm sure there's an equally talented white actor that both resembles the character's comic counterpart and can act accordingly. So while you can say there's no reason that X character can't be a different race, I would contend that the character's established race is, and should always be, a core element of their character regardless of what that race is. Obviously, this is a very contentious issue, so let's discuss it as always with class and respect. This is Johnny Torch, stepping down from my soapbox once again, and reminding you, keep the flame burning brightly, and I'll be with you again real soon.